Melissa Lanzarakis' videography career began in 2002 as a reporter, photographer for the NBC affiliate in Sioux City, Iowa. In 2010, Melissa shot and produced a viral video called We Built Sioux City, which was spoofed by George Lopez and written about by Sports Illustrated magazine and Tosh.0. Having produced countless original videos, she came to Northeast Nebraska Telephone Company in 2017 as the company's marketing manager. The following year, she interviewed 23 veterans, all videotaped with a cell phone, which were featured on News Channel Nebraska. She holds multiple awards in news and photography from the Nebraska Associated Press and the Iowa Broadcast News Association. Please give a virtual welcome to Melissa Lanzarakis.
Thank you to whoever put that amazing introduction video together. The pointers I'm going to teach you today translate from the professional video cameras I've used throughout my videography career, spanning nearly 2 decades. Now here's a picture of the camera I used to use when I was a TV news reporter. It was a quarter of the size of my body, shot in 4x3, 640 by 480 resolution. Then in 2012, my husband and I purchased this camera to shoot weddings. It's in HD, 1920 by 1080. Fast forward to today, and we've all got these video cameras in our pockets, which can shoot resolution up to 4K. But do you really need to shoot in 4K? Probably not unless you have endless storage space. My first tip for shooting with a cell phone is to clean your lens. It's touched thousands of times a day with fingerprints, in your pocket, in your purse, and especially at forward-facing camera, it can get dirty. My cell phone will actually tell me if it's too dirty to shoot. There are 3 toys that you should purchase for your cell phone shoots, especially if you're shooting sit-down interviews. And you can get them for as little as under $50 for all 3. You need a light, a way to make your interview look steady, so a tripod, and a microphone. Now let's talk about lighting first. Here's my coworker Paula in front of my camera with a light on. And here's how she looks when I turn the light down. Almost everyone looks better under lights. That's why in any TV studio you'll find a ton of lights. I have 2 lights that I use. This one here, and I normally buy gadgets right off of Amazon after reading some reviews. This light is on a stand and it can get really bright with a turn of a knob. And this light I have right here is made to hook into any camera, and sometimes I just hold it in my hand near my phone while I'm shooting. The tall one is $150, and the smaller light I have, which is run off a bunch of AA batteries, is only about $30. And if you can't find a light cheap enough for your budget, in 2018 I interviewed 23 veterans with my cell phone, and I used this trusty lamp as my light source in poorly lit Legion halls. So just a normal lamp. Now if you're interviewing outside, have the interviewee stand directly in the sunlight. Otherwise you're going to get shadows on their face. You might get a little squinting action, but overall the interview will look better. Ideally you'd shoot an interview outside on a cloudy day. That's the best lighting. The second thing I mentioned is a tripod for your cell phone. There are literally thousands of results when you search cell phone tripods on Amazon. You can get them for just $10. I'll use this one right here, and the legs actually bend. I'll bend them around my large tripod, and then I can put it wherever I want with my cell phone. But just keep in mind you'll want a table or a chair, something you can set this tripod on while conducting an interview so the phone is at eye level with your interviewee. There are also tons of handheld tripods or gimbals with a stabilizer on the market today. Basically, if you're conducting an interview over 1 minute, find some way to have your camera in place so you're not shaking all around and holding it yourself. Shaky videos will make you look unprofessional. And we all want to look professional, right? Now, do I break this rule? Yes. If I'm doing a really quick interview with someone looking for a quick soundbite, then yes, I'll shoot without a tripod. But think of yourself in that instance as a human tripod and stay as steady as possible. The last tool you should use in conducting interviews with your cell phone is a microphone. So I know 80% of online videos are now viewed with the sound off, but I still believe in good sound being essential. Here's me using my lavalier mic that I purchased on Amazon for maybe $12. There it is right there. And you'll notice my voice sounds pretty crisp. We might have got some feedback there while I took it off for a minute. Now here I'm speaking without the mic plugged in. I sound hollow, I'm harder to hear. In some places you might hear a slight echo on the film. So please use a mic, especially when conducting an interview. Android phones will work with almost any 3.5mm jack, the same place you'd plug in a headphone. But sorry, iPhone users, Apple owns you and you'll need to purchase a microphone made specifically for an iPhone. They're easy to find online too. Another easy thing you can do to make your interviews look more professional is hide the cords. I have a mic cord up and under my shirt, and I've also purchased extra cords with my mic to have plenty of cord to work with. Now that we've talked about the tools you'll need, let's talk about the rule of thirds. Hannah talked about it in her presentation, and there's also a rule of thirds in video, whether shooting an interview or what we in the biz call B-roll. The rule of thirds has to do with the frame of your shot and where within the frame your point of interest sits. The human eye naturally gravitates to intersection points that occur when an image is split into thirds, both vertically and horizontally. When you place your subject where the thirds intersect, this is the most appeasing to the human eye. So if you're shooting an interview, you'll want to frame the interviewee with this in mind. Have the interview on the left or the right side of the screen with the look room in the opposite direction. You, as the person conducting the interview, would generally ask the interviewee to look at you when speaking. I always found in my years of interviewing thousands of people that it was easiest to frame the interviewee on the right side of the screen and stand or sit on the left side. You'll also want to sit or stand at the same eye level as the interviewee and sit on the side of your cell phone with the look room. Now watch if I set the interviewee on the left side of the frame, but have them look at me while I'm standing on the left side of the cell phone. The look room disappears. It's also displeasing to the eye, and you're not even sure why. I do see this rule broken, but it's never a rule I personally break. However, if you purposely want the interviewee to talk directly to the audience, like I'm talking to you right now, I think it's best to have the interviewee centered and looking directly into your cell phone camera. It's a little awkward if I'm talking to you from the left side of the screen or the right side of the screen in that circumstance. Having a symmetrical look on both sides, again, is more appeasing to the human eye in this case. Headroom is a big red flag that you're not a professional videographer. Headroom is the space above the interviewee's head to the top of the frame. There should be just a little room. There's no need to shoot the interviewee in the bottom of the frame. And don't be shy about getting close to your interview subject. If you need to zoom in to properly frame the shot, you're probably too far away. You'll use the rule of thirds to shoot professional video to go along with your interview, called B-roll footage or cover video. Try to frame your subjects in the same manner where the invisible lines cross, also right in the center. When I shoot B-roll, I also try to shoot 3 versions of each shot, a wide, a medium, and a close-up. I hold each version of the shot without moving for at least 8 to 10 seconds so there's room to edit. Here I'm shooting highway through Jackson, Nebraska as a wide shot. Here's a medium, and finally a close-up or tight shot. You'll see I'm holding each shot while using my tripod for nice steady shots. I also shoot B-roll while following the subject.
Thank you. We'll have it right
Here you'll see this woman serving homemade food out of her retro trailer her family converted to a food stand. but you'll also see steady, wide, or establishing shots as well. They kind of set the scene, so to speak. Now that we've gone through some of the basics of shooting, let's talk about shooting vertical versus shooting landscape with your cell phone. You know, you can hold it like this or like this. With normal cameras, you don't have the option. You can only shoot landscape. So here's my take. If you're shooting specifically for social media apps like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, it's perfectly acceptable to shoot vertically. In fact, when I use Facebook Live, I only shoot vertically because I've been messed up and having sideways video shooting horizontally. If you want something that looks a little more professional, though, say a spotlight on a person or a business your company serves, I would shoot in landscape.
Basic.
Interviews look better in landscape, and if you're posting on YouTube or Vimeo, you'll want to shoot in landscape, otherwise you'll end up with a tall, skinny video that looks like this. Now, I used to be very against shooting vertical video, but since so much video consumption is now done with our mobile devices on social media channels that are made to scroll vertically on a phone, I do think it's fine to shoot vertically. Just know if you're going for a more professional or polished look, go landscape. Two things I like that are harder to do with a cell phone are zooming and panning. Nothing screams louder that you're not a pro in video shooting if you're constantly zooming in on things and panning around so everyone gets dizzy. Just don't. But the nice thing is cell phones make it so you really can't do those things easily like you can with your typical video camera. If you do want to get closer to something when shooting video with your cell phone, physically get closer. Don't zoom in and then just shoot. Just like with photography, it's going to look grainy and not as clear. And finally, I have two more short bits of advice for you when posting your professional videos. After you've shot with your cell phone, use closed captioning or subtitles. It's a pain, but videos that have closed captioning are much more likely to get watched on social media than any of those that don't offer subtitles. Not only are you helping the hearing impaired, but you're also helping those customers or potential customers who might be viewing your content at work, at the kids' soccer game, while waiting in line at the grocery store, at the doctor's office. They want to be able to watch and get the entire story while their phone is on silent. There are many options to choose from. Facebook and YouTube both offer a subtitle option where they'll create the subtitles for you, but definitely go in and edit those subtitles because they almost always get some of the words wrong along the way. I always create subtitles using an app called Temi. It's only 25 cents per minute for them to create a subtitle file based on the video you upload. You can use that file to connect your video on social media platforms. But if you do none of what I told you today, please at least add subtitles to your videos. They've been proven to perform better online. My second bit of advice for you after shooting is over with. Learn how to edit. When I started my career, I had to edit tape to tape, if anyone understands that concept. Crazy. It's where you take a recording from one tape and put it onto another tape and put it together as a story. So it's called linear editing because it's done from start to end. I started digital editing on Avid Media Composer in 2005, and it's been life-changing ever since. I edit on an Adobe Premiere Pro now, but I highly recommend Adobe's consumer version of video editing called Adobe Premiere Elements. It's really easy, even for a beginner to use. I believe that software is just over $100, maybe $150. Adobe also sells a phone version of their editing software called Premiere Rush. I've dabbed with it, and it also seems very easy and user-friendly. Just to warn you, if you've never edited video before, you will get frustrated. You will make mistakes, but keep at it. The more you practice, the better you'll get. I'm still learning myself. My next big tackle is creating more impressive graphics with my videos. And you'll get the hang of it and continue learning before you know it. You'll be producing professional videos all from your little bitty computer / game console / bank / video camera / photo storage case / find a date app / did I mention phone?